Yeah, it's gonna be blue skies for you and I. But my heart beats slow as the storm carries on up high, and the clouds roll by.
What is up, YouTube? Today's video we're going to be talking about the new Naruto game that's going to be coming out in, I believe, early 2018, Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. And we're also going to be talking about the new upcoming Dragon Ball Z game, Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Now, before I even really get into that much of the discussion, I'm going to say what I think of if I'm going to get the game or not. I'm probably not going to get Boruto to Naruto Shinobi Striker just because right now I don't like the way it looks. And Dragon Ball Z Fighters I probably will get, but I'm not too sure yet. I'll have to see a little bit more of it. So now let's get into the discussion of what I think of the games. Now, I'm going to start off with Naruto because I said that I'm not going to get it. And first of all, I want to explain. I'm going to talk about what I actually do like about it at first. I like the concept that you are playing with other players against other players, like kind of like I believe a 3v3. Kind of reminds me of J-Stars, like you start out on one team and you go against another team. I like that concept, but then I don't like the fact that the game's just online. And I have several issues with games that are just online, but my main issue is that if the servers go bad or the servers are down for whatever reason, that means you can't play the game at all because the game is just online. And I can't tell you how many games I've seen, whether they're just online or not, that when they're first released, the servers are terrible and they're no good. And one game that was like that was actually a Naruto game, and the servers, in my opinion, are still bad. Naruto Storm 4 had terrible servers, but luckily the game didn't just have online, which you can say whatever you want to about the story mode or what, but at least it had a single player and it's not just online. So it's not like, since the servers were down, you couldn't play the game. But in a game like this where it's just online, it's just multiplayer, then what's the point? Like, you can't play if the servers are down. And you could say, well, what if they get, they'll get the servers fixed, but what if the game servers suck from the beginning and you have so much issues of getting online and stuff? And you could say, well, they'll fix that, but that never happened with Naruto Storm 4, which I know it's not by the same developers. I know that the game is going to be made by someone else, but still, it's just like, well, what if the servers are bad? Like, look at what could happen. And I know it's like a what if scenario, but the probability of the servers being down, it's going to happen more than once. So that's what I think about that. Another reason I don't like just online games is because the content is just limited to online, which that can be a good thing if you think about it, because if the content is just limited to online, that means they can add a lot of things, but who's to say they're going to do that? I know that games that are just online can be fun, but there's always that issue of if the developer doesn't frequently update the game, then it's just like, well, it sucks that the game's just limited to online. But it depends on how the developer of the game does it. If they continually add updates and maybe even DLC. I know a lot of people don't like DLC, but even if they don't add DLC, if they just continually add updates to fix the game, to add new stuff to the game, then that's great that the game is online, because you can do that. But you can also do that if the game's online and single player. You can add updates to that anyways. So it kind of does suck that the game's just limited to online. And as far as I know, that's as it is. They may change that, but that is my problem with the game just being online, is that it's limited to online and the servers could be bad. And another big, well, not big reason for me, but another reason for other people is not everybody has online. And this is really just going to people who can't afford PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live, or people who don't have internet at all, which those people, it's just like, if you don't have internet at all, then you don't want to get that game. But most people these days have internet, but you would be surprised on how much people don't have internet. Like, that's crazy. Another problem I have with the game also is the graphics. I don't like the graphics for this new game. I think they look a little bit too rusty. I think they look a little bit rustic. Now that may be because I'm used to playing Storm, had really good graphics for an anime game, and just moving over to a Naruto game that's not Storm and seeing the graphics, it's like, but I know graphics aren't that big of a deal, especially in this generation of console and, well, PC, because, you know, PC trumps console. But I don't really think it matters because, you know, everything's gonna look fine, but it's still, to me, it just looks a little bit rustic, and I don't really care for that. But those are my main issues with the game. But like I said, I do like the concept that you're playing with other players, or maybe your friends, and going against other players, and it's not just like a 1v1. I do like that. Now, moving on from Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, I'm done talking about that now. I'm going to be talking about the new Dragon Ball game now, Dragon Ball Z Fighters, and we haven't got to see as much of this game as we've seen of Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, which we've not really seen that much of either game. That's why I don't really have that much to go on, so my opinions may change on both the games. Who knows, I may end up getting Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, but I might not get Dragon Ball Z Fighters. As of now, though, Dragon Ball Z Fighters is looking like a 3DS game to me. That's one of my main problems, is that it looks too much like a 3DS game. It looks like something that I could literally go to Walmart or GameStop or wherever you buy your games and be like, hey, I want to pick up this game for the 3DS. I don't even have a 3DS, but just from looking at the game, it looks like something that I would play on a DS or something that's handheld, not on a console. That's my main problem with it. But another thing I like about it is that it's kind of bringing back the old fighting style of the Dragon Ball games, except I wish it was 3D instead of 2D. 3D would look a lot better. 2D just look, like I said, 2D makes it look like it's a DS game, and it's just like, I don't really want to play this because it looks too much like a DS game. But that's just my personal opinion on it. I am glad to see something that's no longer Xenoverse or like Battle of Gods, although I really did enjoy Xenoverse. I like the format of it. I felt like it was something new and fresh, but I think we need to move on from Xenoverse now and go back to original Dragon Ball Fighter game. But I'd also like to see something new. I want to see him do something new for a Dragon Ball game, not just the original style. I did like that, like I said, I did like that Xenoverse was fresh, but I think, you know, Xenoverse, we need to move on from Xenoverse and come back to the original style of the Dragon Ball Z games for a little bit, but then move on to something else that's not like Xenoverse, or that's not like the original Dragon Ball. I don't know what that would be, but we got some game developers today that I'm sure could do a good job of coming up with something that the fans could enjoy. And I think right now that this new game for Dragon Ball is just kind of going to be a placeholder for the next one. I think this game's just going to be like, hey, we've come out with something, but it's not going to be the greatest game you've ever played. It's not going to be too great, but it's just going to be something that you can play till we come out with the next Dragon Ball game. And hopefully the next Dragon Ball game is something good, maybe a Raging Blast 3, and I know that's nothing really new, but I'd play it. And I'm going to play this too. I don't really know what they could do for a new fighting format style. I really don't, but like I said, I'm sure the gaming developers could come up with something. And that's what I'm hoping for, is that this game is just kind of like a little placeholder until they come out with something new. But as of right now, this game looks more promising than the Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, so I'm probably going to get it. I might end up getting both. I don't know. Right now, like I said, Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker doesn't look too well, but it could end up looking better. And we haven't seen that much on this Dragon Ball Z Fighters game so far. But as of right now, I think I'm going to get it. So I'm going to wrap this video up. I believe today the video is going to be uploaded on Wednesday, which means yesterday was the 4th of July, or whenever the 4th of July was, if this video was not uploaded on Wednesday. I hope you had a great 4th of July. If you don't live in America, I hope you had a great day. And that's all I have for this video, guys. Please give me a like, comment down below, tell me what you think. Tell me if you're going to get any of these games, or tell me if you're not. Tell me if you're waiting. And tell me if I helped you, although I don't really think this is going to be a helpful video. I just think this is a discussion. But anyways, guys, have a nice day. I'm out.